I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
William Pitt Memorial High School D-Cup Alumni presents its third annual fundraising barbecue on Memorial Day, May 30th, 2022. Wear your favorite jersey to Wilsonwood Park in Mount Vernon, New York. Remember to take exit 12 off the Hutchinson River Parkway. Music by DJ Mad Max of Sound 1000. Proceeds to aid the William Pitt High School Costa Cup team. For more information, contact Keegan 304-607-4034. Our Codfish at 954-639-2991. Proud of people, it's important. Remember, make sure say oh no did that.
Yo, so me the young Jamaican trainer, Mr. Strength No Weakness himself. Yo, I'm here to tell you guys that the Broses family presents their second annual Blue and White Grill and Chill. Let me let you know something. It will be so much fun, an amazing event. Make sure you show up and show out. From the young Jamaican trainer himself. Listen, Saturday, May 28th, on his 3458 Ballard Avenue, Bronx, New York. We'll see you later. Strength No Weakness.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're watching us from. I am Man, and this is I Am Sure Sports. Very sedate and low-keyed at the beginning, because I'm going to be ranting excessively throughout this broadcast. I'm going to allow you as well to have an opportunity today to call in and to speak. We're going to ask the probing questions. I'm going to pick up the sponsors as usual and share with you some sporting news and information. All right. So let's begin by thanking our sponsors, Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. Also want to say a big thank you to Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. Call them at 876-884 7390, and they'll lend you up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars, low interest rate, no processing fee, and same day processing. We also have Tricknick, who is on board a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada that uses authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. So check them out and give them some love and show them your I Am Sure sports support. We also have our merchandise, and I'm afraid to put them out there because they're almost done. I think in Jamaica we have around 4 left, and I have some persons calling, so don't want to say much about them because the ones locally are almost done. I think we only have 4 of the 22 edition. Again, we want to express our condolences to the family of that young man, that young goalkeeper at William Nib, who lost his life. He's a brother as well of David Swaby, the custodian there at Mount Pleasant. And so the whole football fraternity is in mourning with the William Nib School body and the family of these youngsters, and to urge parents, please listen, it doesn't benefit you when your child take the life of an next child. There's nothing that is proven except you have a 16, 17, 18-year-old who probably will be killed or spend 20 years in prison. How does that help you as a parent? How? There's no benefit to that. So let us train up our children in the way that they should go, so when they are old, they will not depart from it. All right. Some major news happening. I think Jamai Topi has moved to Mount Pleasant, and there are a couple of signings out there at Malines as well. You could be seeing some other Caribbean nationals out there at Malines in the weeks coming. Other youngsters coming through the system at Malines. So clubs are making moves. Mobile United making moves. Portmore having players reintegrated into their system. But we will give you some details on our JPL show at the end of the week. I see a lot of comments, and please, I am going to get into all of your comments. I'm going to do my best to respond to them. But I need to share some stuff. Hey, so big up all of you. Listen, you guys have to help me. I'm not... You see, I have a big show later, and you see, if before that show I don't see 3,000, so I can remove the 3K and put 5K, I am not... Shem, everybody in your class right now, Shem, grab them phone out of them hand and subscribe. Big up Shem in the building. Big up Kevs, the voice of season, the voice of reason. Rob Simit, blessings, my brother. Peso, out there in the West. The West is always the best. Joseph Brown, bless up, man. Yeah. Bala Car in the building. Yeah, man. Brian Mighton, big up. King Job, bless up. All the loyal supporters who respect and appreciate what man is doing, thank you for that, Yeah, man, all the friends locally and overseas, a lot of respect and a lot of love. I mean, we're putting out good content, people. So please make sure people, make sure that you share the content with people and tell them not just watch, but to subscribe to the thing. Come on, man. All right. So I'm going to get into your comments. But I have to do something, I'm going to say something and I want you to respond. All right. I want you to respond. Personally, I feel some of the reasons given by the players for pulling out are very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. This is about commitment. And we don't want to go into the whole individual reason, but some reasons from some players have been disappointing as it relates to this call-up. Disappointing. We can only move forward with those who want to help us and who want to be here. Let me be clear. We need to be committed as individuals and as a group if we are going to start achieving things. We have to put Jamaica first, and that is key. I will not rely on anybody who doesn't want to put Jamaica first. People, this is what Coach Paul Hall said. So, Paul Hall questioned the commitment of some of the players who didn't turn up for this. Come out now, people, talk to me. The head coach has stated in his press conference that the reasons that some players gave for not being here is not good enough. He's insinuating that they are not committed to this. Paul Hall said it. So we need to beat Paul Hall, because when Hector Wright said it, we disrespected him. When Whitmore said it, we disrespected him. When Dean Sewell said it, we disrespected him. When Freddie Butler said it, we disrespected him. When Liebert Holliman said it, we disrespected him. When Bradley Stewart said it, we disrespected him. When Balakar said it, we disrespected him. So, Paul Hall has stated that some of the players who were invited did not turn up. And he said that the reason that they gave is disappointing. And he, Paul Hall, wants players who are committed for us to move forward. So this idea that, oh, it's because of money, or it's because of this. Paul Hall said it. I just read it from the press conference. The man said that the reasons that the players gave him for not turning up is disappointing. Big up Coach Minzy in the building. We burn out Hector Wright. On my platform, people did it. They want to burn Freddie Butler, burn Dean Sewell. The players, all of these old players and singing, blah, blah, blah. See, Paul Hall come and said it. Paul Hall said it. Paul Hall said it. There'll be you understand me? They were called and they gave him reasons that he thinks is not valid enough for them not turn up. It is a win. People, Raheem Sterling from Manchester City, who was not called up for England, is in Jamaica. How we can have an international player who don't come to Jamaica for an international window? But I know yeah. But listen, I don't agree with I don't, you know, no, Nandez Media. I didn't say that Sterling. Hear what I said? Sterling is in Jamaica. He was not called up. The point is, if Sterling, who is an international player for England, in a window, could travel to Jamaica, why didn't the players who Paul Hall called to play in an international friendly did not turn up to come and play? That he, Paul Hall, would have declared their lack of commitment. Man in this man, people them are going to say, we as vloggers sell out them when we talk truth. I said, going on. Listen, them have got to call me. Coach means you don't know me, I talk truth, because me will get to something else. That's number one, you know. We're going to discuss that some more, people. Now, somebody have to play something different. From what I heard, Paul Hall don't know Kaheem Parris from the press conference. but in the same line of this thing, he said he's going to look to build with him in the future. That don't make no sense, people. If you don't know him, how you go build with him? If you go build with him for the future, why you never call him? So, if Paul Hall don't know Kaheem Parris, who invited Kaheem Parris to the friendly game? Oh, Coach Minzy, you heard that before, yeah, man? Okay, there's a Sterling John up with the England team. That even make it worse, the fact that the man could have traveled to Jamaica. Then, you understand me? That. Thank you, Omar. Thank you. Appreciate that namesake. Yeah, man. I heard that before the press. Oh, you heard that, Coach Minzy? All right. So, the man said no Kaheem Parris. Fine. You don't know Kaheem Parris. Who called Kaheem Parris to the friendly? Who called Kaheem Parris to the friendly? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, man, so Sterling was called up, but him just, big baller, come Jamaica, big up. That's the point. We never that try, we not beat Sterling. Come on, man. Yeah, baller, big up. But thanks for the clarification. Let me read. People, I'm going to read something for you because we have facts for the things, Who called Kaheem Parris to the friendly? All right? They don't know Kaheem Parris. They don't know him. But they might plan to use him in the future, but they don't know him. All right? They don't know him. They don't know him. Hold on. Don't move, people. All right? Me have things, I'm going to read something for you. Probably going to see this in the newspaper. Dear all, we received a request for the release of our player, Mr. Kaheem Anthony Parris. We are sorry to inform you that the player in question has been tested positive to COVID-19. Please see the diagnostic report attached. We hope that the player will recover as soon as possible and he will be at your disposal for the call up in the next window. So, who did that go to when he was called up? Who? How you mean you don't know Kaheem? How we don't know Kaheem Parris? So who got that email? And who was his club in dialogue with? And who called him? Who called him? All right, Andrew. All right, so fine. Paul Hall don't know Kaheem Parris. Nothing wrong if him don't know him. Nothing wrong if him don't know him. Him don't know Kaheem Parris. But we know Blair Tergat though. Him play for big side. Anthony Grant that play for big side. So how we know them? Some Matt we made them a talk about him play for big side. Big side that them a play for. So let me take all of your questions. All right? We can take all of your reasoning. We can take all of your reasoning. This man said Paul Hall did not. So who called him? So if he was called. So Paul Hall just see some name. Go and listen to the press conference. If you don't know him, how you plan to build with him for the future, and you don't know him. How you have him as part of your future plans. He said that as well. So you don't know him, that's why him don't get called. But you plan to build with him for the future. I'm gonna take man for L.A. Lewis. And that's when I take people for L.A. Lewis. And they think man a poppy show. Yeah, man. I'll give you no. Parris are playing a Bush League. Bush League Paris a play. But Paul Hall there, England, don't know somebody playing in a Bush League or Europe. But you know players are play in a Dakar Cup or Manning Cup football. Idiot in the tech man for. Cause like in the tech man for 7 or something. See the coach Minzy, him say him have him in his starts. So how him not know him? Him have him man in his start, but him don't know him. How you go have man in your starts and you don't know? People go listen to the press conference, man, before they respond, man. Oh, no, say something wrong. Why Paris not in Jamaica team? The youth was named. Paris was named in the team of the week again. He was named in the team of the week. And I'm not telling you that Paris is a starting player. All I'm saying that the youth has not been given an opportunity. That's all I am saying. It's the same thing I was saying about Duncan McKenzie. How Duncan McKenzie I said Switzerland, in Serbia, playing since Manning Cup finish. And he was not called up to the first selection of the squad. And he left Jamaica and is in Serbia right now, training and playing. Not in the first team, but playing. And he wasn't called up. We have to be honest, man. Something is wrong. Something is amiss. Somebody's telling lies. Virgin, you see, even want you guys really and truly, you know. Hey, let me tell you. Let me say this. I believe Paul Hall should coach a team. So let me get that out there. I think, given what I have seen from him, I want him to get his opportunity. Like I said before, you see, at the end of these 6 games, it shouldn't affect whether we keep him or not. That decision, maybe, to me, should be outside of the game. So this has nothing to do with his ability to coach or whether or not I think he should be the quote-unquote national coach. My thing is, some of these decisions, we are being lied to. And let me come to it again. He stated that some of the players that were called up, the reason they gave him for not turning up is disappointing. Paul Hall, stated that he wants players that are committed to Jamaica first, which is suggesting that some of those are not committed. Yeah, man, Duncan McKenzie is in Serbia. He's at the club that Norman Campbell was at. Let me get the name for you. No. All right. Listen, Andrew 55. Thanks for the super chat. Let me say this, Andrew. You know that I'm not comparing Paul Hall with Tapper. I am not doing that. What I'm saying is that we have a way of changing how we deal with people. Like I said, should Paul Hall be in the job? Yeah, once the federation got rid of Whitmore, Paul Hall should be the man. I also believe that Paul Hall should be given the opportunity after the World Cup campaign to help construct the Jamaica national team. I think he has that. But the path that he's on, two things. I think the fact that he has come out publicly and stated that he said, I am not getting into individual players. So he didn't want to tell us which players, right? He doesn't want to tell us which players, but some players turned down the call from him. And these are not local players. This is not Kaheem Parris. This is not Shamar Nicholson. These are players out of England who he said that he's disappointed in. Whitmore said this. All I'm saying is that when Whitmore said the same thing, when Balakar and other people said the same thing, you know what we said? How do they know that the people are not committed? Paul Hall, how you know said the players them not committed? Paul Hall, how dare that is how we're supposed to deal with him, because that's how we deal with other people when they raise the issue. So what we need to take from this is that there are players who are not committed to Jamaica. And that is just the truth, and we leave it at that. Some of them are not committed. Not committed to the process. But management, they accepted the call up the week prior. The JFF said they all accepted. I want to put it to you that there are other players that Paul Hall called as well, that they told him that they weren't coming. So you see the squad that he had, he did approach other players, and they categorically told him no, for whatever reason. And so when he finally got together a group, some of those pulled out as well. When it is alleged that they heard some of the players weren't coming. Bowser. Bowser. Yeah, no, I'm just citing example. All right, let me take some of your comment, people, because Coach really said that they are economical with the truth. Coach Boris Johnson, bless up. Coach Boris Johnson said they're a bunch of jokers. Man, you see what I'm talking about. So when me a burn, me fire. Hot. I red for the JFF. Don't say anything. No. All right, boss. We're going to leave you if you burn your fire sports at the ball. Burn your fire. Because I have said, when fire needs to burn, it needs to burn. Whose word can we trust in the JFF and those associated with the... That is a very good question. That is a very good question. All right, Grammy family, I think he's saying that it is a JFF who called. No, man, it is Paul Hall. Paul Hall. Sterling will be the face of Jamaica for the Jamaica 60th anniversary in England. Yeah, man, that's a good thing. You understand me? I think that's a very good thing. It was good to see him and Leon Bailey. And the 7-star general. Paul Hall did not name the... No, sir, I disagree. Listen, here's where we have a problem. Coach Minzy said it. Paul, I think sometimes, here's what we do. We need to read and listen to the press conference, and you will realize that there's a big contradiction. Because in one line, he suggested that he doesn't know the player. But in the next line, he suggested that he has the player in his thoughts for the future. Just listen. I think he was shocked by the journalist. The email. grimy family production. I put it to you that there was dialogue between, I put it to you that there was dialogue between Paul Hall and representatives of Kaheem Parris. I want to put that to you. I put it to you. I am 100% sure that Paul Hall knows Kaheem Parris. I put it to you. I am 100% sure that Paul Hall has had dialogue with representatives of Kaheem Parris in the past. So whatever reason he had, he answered that way, and we have to move on. Yeah, man, I say no. Oh, Paul Hall said he is not aware that Parris refused a call up. As far as he knows, Parris had COVID. Well, I just stated that. So the question is, why wasn't Parris called back? Why? How did he get to know Alex Marshall? Very good question. Let me just go through management. They're going to say they don't check email. That's why so much players never get a response when they write to the JFF. Oh, they don't check email. Big up J-Ross. Kems, bless up. Yeah, man. Bless up. Man, them staff tell the coach, man. Me just know Parris also. I never know Parris either. You never know Parris? You know, hold on. You know Alex Marshall? And you don't know Kaheem Parris? You know Jamai Topi? You don't know Kaheem Parris, let me tell you, is one of the, in recent times, one of the youngest person to represent the senior team. Kaheem Parris is one of the youngest persons in recent times to represent the Jamaican national team. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you don't know him still, but to each his own. Seven. Hal was just being politically correct. He's very good. Well, maybe he wasn't up. Maybe he was just being politically correct. Which I understand the need to be diplomatic, because I am like that. I'm like that. But something is amiss. Something is amiss. You said the JFF select the squad. But Paul Hall said he spoke to the players. This is a contradiction. Paul Hall said that he spoke to the players, and the reason that they gave is disappointing. He said he spoke to them. So how we going to say he's not the one who called them when he spoke to them? Is it that I don't know. Paul Hall from the Peru window. Remember, he didn't pick that team. Okay. The man have two eyes and he only can see what he see. We all see different. All right, Gary Boss. What I don't understand is that if Speed stand to gain, if Parris is sold, I don't know the contract. Doesn't it work better to call up Parris? Bit confused with his non-selection. Yeah. ONS Speed do that because him can't make no more money off Parris transfer. And a lot of things don't add up with the JFF football program. All interviews are scripted, which is the reason why there are few press conferences. Coaches, let me tell you, them no read Parris. Okay. Management, that is a simple evidence. I know Paul Hall pick the team. The JFF pick the team, and Paul Hall have to work with it. Paul Hall is no different from Tupper. Let me say it again. Sports on the if you are a big coach, and you take up a job for people to tell you who to pick and who to play, my ratings for you fall. I can't rate you a certain way. I'm not no big coach. You understand me? Follow me. But if you give me a job and you're going to tell me everything to do, then you do it. If you know what you want and what you want to do, you do the job. That's me. Next person is different. No, listen, and here's the thing now. I agree with you, Ishmael. If any of us, and I know this, if any of us select a 23-man squad, people are cussing them. I guarantee you that if all of us select squad, somebody is going to ask about the exclusion of someone else. But here is what the issue is, though, Ishmael. When you look at the person who is excluded and the ones included, let me give you a good example. You know why many people had an issue with Javon Watson? Because many people felt like there were better options than Javon Watson. For example, if we selected a team and Leon Bailey is not available, and say, let me use somebody that, say we selected Devontae Campbell over Leon Bailey with no explanation, people are going to question that. What I am saying is that it is highly questionable, the non-selection of Kaheem Parris, given what he is doing. When I consider some of the players in the team, here is where it will be different. Though I still would have an issue. If all the players from the last window were in the squad and Leon Bailey and Jamal Lowe were added, I could say they are trying to keep the same team. This is an occasion where they have gone with a completely, well, almost completely new team, and he still is not selected. So when you have, say, the A team, he doesn't get called up. You have the B team, he doesn't get called up. It's going to, then there are going to be questions. What if I comment? Some you're gonna manage. What if I comment? Hall interviews them script now. Why didn't they create a script for Tupper 2 like they did for Push? You think the interviews? No, but remember, people, I can't see how they were script because remember now some of the vloggers were at the interview asking questions. You understand me? Leave Paul Hall with his selection. If we win, he will be called a genius and hailed as the second coming. No. Listen, all right? I want the team to win. Even if the team wins, I still think Kaheem Parris needs to be in the team on present form. And listen, if his form drops, then he gets dropped. I don't think, let me say, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, there are at least minimum 3 players in this team on present form Kaheem Parris is better than. Right now, in this present team, at least 3. And they were given an opportunity. And he was not. That's all I'm saying. And if we can come, if as vloggers we can come and say that, and we're supposed to leave the powers that be, then this don't make any sense. If we can come out and say, honestly, this player, just like how we said and form Anthony Grant needed to be in the team, just like how many of us objected to the non-inclusion of Ethan Pinnock when he was not included for whatever reason, and we raised the question, we must raise the questions. Will anything be done? We don't know. But we need to speak so people can know that we are disgruntled as the fans, and we can't keep going over the same thing. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. We can't. It must stop. I think about a Tyreek McGee who has a lot of potential. I don't think he's the greatest footballer in the world. I can understand the reason. But is that how we're going to treat a young player? Have him in and out, in and out, in and out, just gone now? How long since we have seen him? There's no pathway, no plan. This is what we keep doing. It's the same thing we did to Jeremy and you. We take them, we use them, or we dash them away. You don't hear from them again. This is how we're going to treat the Norman Campbells, the Peter Lee Vassals, the Blair Tergots, whomever they are, the Amari Bell. This is how we're going to treat people and think like, what? Listen, you see, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And if we don't find a better way of dealing with people, we're not going anywhere. It don't matter who the coach is or who is the head of the federation. We have to deal with things better. And that is the issue. We haven't come up with a comprehensive plan. Nobody can give any good explanation. What is the pathway? What must Kaheem Parris do to get in? What we're going to do now? We're going to forget where Akwasa Chang is and never call him back? That's how we're going to operate? And then we must sit down and say nothing because let the coach do his job. Nobody's interfering in the coach's job. We're questioning the coach's selection. That's what we are here to do. Just like when the budget is read, we can't change most of the things in the budget, but we ask questions. So that is what we're saying. That is what we're doing. Yeah. He was also asked about Anthony Grant, and he said that the average age of the, you know, he actually said the average age of the squad, you know. So the window has closed on Anthony Grant, we must say. Big up Carlton Alexander, you know, here for the funeral service of the late coach Follis Williams, who will be laid to rest soon. Yeah. I don't know, man, but something is wrong with our system, and it keep. And present form Parris is the best winger Jamaica have right now, and that's just my opinion. I think so. Peso says the same thing. Take some Giovanni basically told him he's too old, and then told him why he didn't mention any Jamaican-born players in his question. That you're talking the Anthony Grant question. Were you the coach? I am sure you would get a cussing from someone. Of course, there is. I mean, listen, Anybody who selects a squad knows that at the end of it, somebody is going to be upset. That's somebody. But here's the truth. A real genuine football fan will be okay if they know deep down that the other person is better. That's what I'm saying. In other words, if for example, let's use say like a Ben Godfrey or what's his name, Mason Holgate, and then they didn't bring Richard King as an example. Though people love to see Richard King, they would be okay because they would say in their minds that at least they have selected somebody who now looks better, right? Just an example. However, when it is clear that the one excluded on potential and talent is way better than the one included in the squad, then you have to ask, could there be underlying factors that leads to these things? There must be something beneath the surface that is affecting Kaheem Parris. Because the whole idea is this: we are building forward. If we are building a team to go forward, and again, we had an opportunity. We had an opportunity. Remember, the reason why Lamar Walker was called, is because players dropped out. He was not originally in the plans, but Lamar Walker started in the last group of games, and he's still young. So there is some contradiction in how the thing is operating. That's all we're saying. And we need answers. To be fair, it is also up to those players to keep on performing, even if they are not a part of the national team, and make a career for themselves. Bell, for example. Well, that's what... Listen, Kaheem Parris is doing well. And let me tell you this. Summer, he's moving. I am confident that he will be making a move this summer. A big money move. So he for his own personal career, he has to move. And he has to keep performing. Kaheem Parris is not performing to get into the Jamaica team. Mikel Antonio, Shamar Nicholson is not performing to get into Jamaica team. Shamar Nicholson is performing to get a bigger contract. You think Leon Bailey is performing at Aston Villa so that he can get into the national team of Jamaica? No. He's performing at Aston Villa for more pay and a bigger contract. That will eventually benefit Jamaica. But don't go out there, players, trying to perform to make Jamaica team when you're playing in Europe. Perform to go to bigger clubs because you're going to get called. So all of those players know that. Kaheem Parris knows that he has to just perform well for a bigger contract, bigger moves, bigger salary. Management, they have always operated like that. We don't even show our king time. We don't even show any respect. Our king disregard and move on. Oh, Marlon King, discard and move on is what we do. And it's sad. Yeah, like I always said, there has to be something to honor some of these guys. You understand me? My name is Craig Butler. I manage McGee. And now so the JFF are going to fight against McGee and he won't get select in the team back for now. And that would be sad. It 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 would be sad. I think Maggie has a lot of work to do to improve, but he's someone like, all right, listen, all right, so because sometimes when we talk, as a number 10, that's what you call him, right? Pearson is a good player. Busy is a good player. But none of those guys, I think, are as talented as Maggie. They may have the potential, but Maggie is more talented than them. Listen, none of the players, to be fair to Maggie, none of these players who have been called up in the position locally have done better locally than Maggie, in my opinion. None of these players that have been called up. Listen, people forget that Kaheem Parris didn't play his last couple of seasons in schoolboy football. He left early. Like at 16, just turning 17. Kaheem Parris was so good, he stopped playing schoolboy football. Played briefly at Cavaliers and moved overseas. That's how good the player is. So it's no joke, man. And I did, and I think I did say I would love to see, like I would love to hear from Paula, like who would be his ideal coaching staff. Yeah, I understand you. See, here, real youth is saying that these players, I'm not saying that they should just break into the team now, because as individual players, they need to do a whole lot. But these players, along with your Shamar Nicholson and your Kaheem Parris, the Richard King, are some of the players that we really need to be looking to. Maybe Pearson is in there too, and the same Atkinson should be in and around the mix and stuff. Even Jordan Fletcher, who, Mark him gone all the way to India. But remember, in the last Peru, he played the entire game, and many people, not called back. Maybe they weren't impressed with him, which is fine, because not every player who dons the national colors should get a call back. Management, do the football federation can have these issues like what? Or I don't. That would be a good research to do. Hope another can afford. Don't open up if we be. Management, let's hope another can afford. Don't open up if we beat El Salvador and Honduras with JPL team. We should be beating anyways. Then people believe we can use them all leading them. Yeah, that's the thing, Maggie is the best potential number 10 for Jamaica in recent years. I think so on potential. I think in the number 10 position, I think he is. You understand, back in 2012, Germany was the greatest thing in playmaker, and Tapa said him didn't see no playmaker. Yeah. There you go. You understand me? Still don't see how Topi made the squad. Cavalier after all. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Let's these players continue to shame the coach's narrative by performing with excellence. Yeah, because like I said, that Kaheem Parris actually broke into he made the team of the week again. He made it. You understand me? All right. What about these people? All right. Some persons just receive a text from one of our loyal subscribers, and he's saying that let's not be so hard on Paul Hall, basically, because Paul Hall has not gotten the job yet. So what he's trying to do is some of these decisions are so that he can get the job, to win over people to get the job. What do you think about that? So that will mean that he will have to call certain players so he can make certain people feel good. Let the thing look like it's going a particular direction so that he can secure his contract. Is that good enough reason for the kind of selections that we have seen? That is one suggestion I just got. Tell me what you think. He is just, trying to ensure that he gets the job because he's there on a temporary basis right now. He wants to make sure that he gets the job. So bam, that's why he's making some of these selections. He's making some of these selections. Yeah. Understand me? He's making some of these, yeah, selections. Yeah, kind of. You're sucking up to everybody, and then when you get the job, now we will see the real deal. That could be a very, you know what? That could be that is a good point. What do you think, people? Do you think that that's a good way of Paul Hall selling himself so he can get the job? Hey, let's kind of call some local players because these are like really nothing game and see. Some of the boss, I say plausible or football is chaotic, dysfunctional and disorganized. Covering up. Once you are a yes man, you'll be given the post full time. Brian is saying, Manny, should Maggie be at his club, not playing, yet get selected to the national team based on potential? However, the inclusion of Alex Marshall really makes you think. Yeah, if you say that a player has to be playing, and then you see Alex Marshall, you're gonna ask questions. Because Maggie broke into the first team squad, you know. Brown knows it. That's a new one, Jairus. I'll have to check it out. Yep. Yeah, by the time he tried to make real changes, he's probably not even in his job anymore. Good luck to him with that. Yeah. It was great to see Sterling and Bailey yesterday. It would have been special having both of them. I am telling you, man. Yeah. Rob Smith, you didn't see the 7-star general there as well. Pearson has only played 2 games. Listen, this whole thing is listen, the whole thing is I think someone said it yesterday that if we try and figure out the reason behind some of these things, we will probably get mad. Police escort 7 off the grounds, yeah, man of him crowd. But if Paul does that for getting the job, he will have to continue doing that if he gets the job. And then that would mean same place where we were with the previous coach. Yeah, good point, that Shem. Because you can't build on a faulty foundation, man. You have to do the right thing. You have to come in and stamp your authority on the thing. And here's why I wouldn't buy that argument. I wouldn't buy that argument. You know why? Because he already has a job. That is, I suspect, paying more than this present job. Though international coaching job give you a certain clout, I think he wouldn't have to do that because he already has a job that is paying good. Yeah, man, he's in the first team. That's why I'm saying that McGee has broken into the first team. IT push, bless up. Yeah. I'm wondering if he was there because of Leon Bailey or he was invited. But I did see Craig Butler there in the line of people. So I know he will tackle the number 10 and Sterling them yesterday. Yeah, man. People hit the like button. You understand me? Coach Curry. Oh. Hold on. Hold on, it's a merchandise, Coach Karumi. You see it? It's a big old I Am Sure Sports merchandise. You see it? The special edition one. You see it? This is the round neck one. You understand me? See it? See it? That we are going with. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah. I think after this campaign, when these games are finished, they will have to hire a coach full time, make the decision. Yeah. So if you want to, you have to talk fast, because we only have 4, Yeah. Yeah, man. Come on, people. Hit up the like button. Hit up the like button, please. Yeah. Tapa was 100% secure until he said JFF can only afford a 23-man squad. Oh, you said the silent code was broken. Yeah, man. Big up, be a blessing. Yeah, man. People, if you're watching and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. This is why we can't allow Paul to do his job. Prince Salman said that. We still have to feel a good enough team for the remaining games. Another big slide in the FIFA ranking is tantamount to disastrous. Yep. Ishmael says, I don't know why or how he selected, who he selected, but just like Tapa, some of these selections are head scratchers. I reserve negative comments until after the matches. So Ishmael, after the match, what are you going to say? What are you going to say after the match? Because nothing changes after the match, I can't change. But, I don't know, man. But 2 things that, like I said, struck me. One is the whole issue of the commitment of the English-based players that he raised. And I'm glad that he raised that, because when certain people say it, it comes across as, how can we dare say that? So here Paul Hall has come out publicly and stated that some of the reasons given by the players for not turning up, he's disappointed with. And he wants players who are committed, which is suggesting that some of those players are not committed. Yeah, Coach Johnson, good morning, man. You were trying to call. So you're live on the show, No,
the program I'm realizing it live.
Okay.
The program I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm live. Okay, so that's it. Or you wanted to say something with the team? Oh, you're calling to talk about the team and the comments that way?
No, I'm not calling, but I'm not say live. You're still live, right?
Yeah, man, I'm still live. All right, then.
No, I'm just calling, but I know you're still live. Because I realize the subject, but I don't want to get into it. Because me see it coming, you understand?
Okay, not a problem. All right, Coach Parris.
As a level of confusion. It's just that I'm kind of glad people identified early and start tackling. But I'm going to tell you, say that happened. You understand?
Yeah.
But I mean, can't for live me short and read it.
All right then. Not a problem. Yeah, man. Yeah. Shem, don't worry yourself. Extra small for you, right? Artini. Extra small Artini. Just let us know. You understand me? And we will sort it out. There will be in the States next week, but it's only 22 will be in the United States. Only 22. So, and I think we have some persons who have ordered. So, yeah. Management, turn on the subscriber only mode so you can catch them commenting and not subscribing. So coach is just catch. Okay. So I need to turn on the subscriber only mode. Okay. All right. That is true, That is true. I'm going to do that. Nice. Yes, Rob Simit, I'm going to do that as soon as this video. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're in the top 50, but I never see no household contract, overseas contract for players. Answer your phone hard. Eddie Guna in the building. $50 For what? No, man. What to feel that winning feels like it's long overdue. That's all we want. Hey, yeah, man. And somebody promised that if we beat El Salvador, they are going to send some months. They're gonna give management 100. You know, yeah, $100. If we beat El Salvador. So Paul, make sure you get the right team out there. Sterling said he had been given special dispensation by England manager Gareth Southgate to travel ahead of the national team playing Switzerland in a friendly in London at the weekend. He was there as part of his effort to improve social mobility for young people through his Raheem Sterling Foundation, which works with partners in Jamaica, Manchester and London to give disadvantaged youths opportunity to break out of poverty. All right? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Eddie Guna don't play with the thing. People know what Eddie Guna do. Eddie Guna said that him can't afford for super chat, so him just put a $50 up on the board. So because big up sports down the middle. Eddie Guna has some play though. Yeah. I think we can pick a team to beat El Salvador. I think so too. Management, if we are rebuilding, wouldn't it be a good idea to invite some young overseas ballers to get forward? We have quite a few in England, Germany, etc. That's what I'm thinking as well, that if it was really about, but the truth is you can't rebuild without seniority. You have to have senior players in your rebuild process. So you can't throw away all your senior players and then get all new players in this. It doesn't look right. So I think I think Ravel Morris is important. Andre Blake is important because I don't think we have a young goalkeeper yet. Who's a regular in the system that has broken through that looks very good. So it is Andre Blake. So it is good for him to be there. I felt like Ethan Pinnock should have been there as well. And a Kevin Stewart, right? These are some of the players I think, Jamalu, who has been in and out, Leon Bailey is there. So some of these players I think they are very important to our going forward to kind of help the younger players like the Shamar Nicholson and the Kaheem Parris and all of these other guys. So I think it must be an important mix where you kind of phase out people over time. And if you notice how England did that with Steven Gerrard, they didn't just throw them away. They kind of brought in young players and older players went out one by one until it seemed like you had senior pros again. So it is important that you still keep a core of seasoned veteran in the team as you bring in young talent, right? Because international football is different, As I know sometimes looking at a player in a particular league, you think like they can make it and transition. But we tell you how I know international football is difficult. Look how many teams have participated in the World Cup several times and they have never won it. Never won it. It's international football, even with the best talent, is very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. Right? So we need seniority in the team, experienced players to help the younger players. I think as good as King was, we should not he has a lot of potential, but you want to see him in the Azteca playing against a full-strength Mexico team. In the USA, you want to see him in those environments. And you don't want to just go and throw him in those environments in the Nation League, who we are going to play those teams, without him, having like a more senior veteran beside him. Right? So let me get this. Management, what are your thoughts on England international Raheem Sterling playing football with the Duke of Cambridge in Trenchtown? Big thing that, man. I think that's good for Raheem. That's good for Trenchtown. That's good for Seven. That's good for Jamaica. I think that's a very good thing. I think it is all positive publicity. Those courtesy calls are good. Management, you accept Leon Bailey skipping a training session to play football with the Duke. No, it is a courtesy call. I think it is important because Shelly and Fraser was there. She skipped training, Ilian skipped training and stuff. The couple of hours I don't think could have hindered his, that's important. I think that is important and the kind of leveraging that it will do. I'm not one of those king queen kind of follow persons, but there is a place for that as well. Courtesy calls are very important, and facilitating guest stuff that kind are very important. They should have taken him through all the ghettos of Kingston and St. Andrew. Yeah, but that is true. Maybe that could have been done. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. Big up Fresh God. Big up Fresh God. Hey, just a big question that. I think he just missed, I think he just missed. I think he really you have these things sometimes, sometimes you get it. I think he got that. He was caught off guard, I think maybe that is what happened. But like I said, I personally believe that Paul Hall should be given an opportunity to continue coaching the team. I don't think he has done anything that would warrant him, not keeping the job. I think even if he for whatever reason the team doesn't if the team don't do as well as we want, I think he should still keep the job. That's what I think. So my position is not, I have nothing negative per se to say about his ability as the coach, whether he should keep the job or not. But we must question some of the selection. And we have a right to do that in a respectful way. Yes. Yeah. People, please remember to hit the like, hit the like, subscribe. Some of you know what is funny? People come on the platform and say, boy, man, great content. And then they walk away and say, who them now subscribe to this thing? I don't understand it. It doesn't hurt to subscribe. Subscribe, people. Subscribe. You need to subscribe. It's not A-League coming back. It's League 2, they call it. It starts in June. It's supposed to start in June. So they have selected the teams already. But we'll cover that on our JPL show, man. Go back. We did that already, be a blessing. We did it on the JPL review preview show. Just check out that video. You will get all the teams. Him don't know Paris, but him he knows Toulouse. Yeah, Junior Fleming wasn't called up either. Yeah, man, go ahead, Balakar. People, when Balakar call, fire go burn. Why we have so much negative issue with our football? Why? This is the healthy for football. That I don't know. I don't know at all. I don't know. Blessing, coach, Tenet. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. People, please subscribe. Balakar. Yeah, man. Pagan 180 in the building. The road to 3K. Yeah, man. All we have to do is just subscribe and get to 3K. We can do that today, because I know there are persons who watch and they're not subscribing to the platform. I don't know why. Somebody need to tell me why. Why? Yeah. But tomorrow, we'll be at the game. You understand me? Yeah, man, definitely. We have to be at the game. We want to make sure that we're there to support the team because we're not going to stop supporting the team. We just think like we said, that certain things need to be put in place, put in position. Who Paul Hall gets everything right this time around. Definitely. Because if you're building going forward, then at least call some of the big and the best talent. Why Cardell Benbow never get a call up? All right. I will ask you this. Does Cardell Benbow deserve a call up over Kaheem Parris? And Cardell Benbow is a player at a rate. And I think even some of the, we went through this already, do you know? We said that on farm, Cardell Benbow has been playing better than Busy Atkinson. Even Pearson. I understand you're selecting youth, but Cardell Benbow has played more games in the Premier League, scored more goals, had more assists, and his team lead the league. So if you're comparing him and Pearson, he's above Pearson. So even if you're looking locally, then you could go that way. But every time you call a winger name, the first name I'm going to call is Kaheem Parris. But seriously, even Benbow is just 26, and we discard him. That's what I'm telling you. We have a way of discarding players. Big up Kirk Hendricks. Yeah, man, Jason, I don't know what the people them. Listen, hey, people, here's the thing. All of we can't be the same, right? Sir, we respect all the vloggers. But if all of we do the same thing the same way, it don't make any sense. So the content has to be different across the platforms so we can engage different persons. But here's the thing. I tell the persons who would say that they are very loyal in terms of their subscription to my platform, I tell them to subscribe to other platforms, man. I'm telling you. You know why? Because it doesn't hurt. Subscribe to other platforms. Because when you do it, you're supporting some Jamaican youths. That's it. You can turn off the notification if you want. But listen, subscribe. It doesn't hurt to support a youth. Not just me. Even Unseen. Unseen do a lot of work. The man have like 500 and odd subscribers. You can show some love. And support the people. Support the work, man. Yeah. So El Padrino. And not only that, the people them not want to eat some super chat. Hey, it's right, No. All right, so let's see. Big up Christopher Carroll. Enough love and respect, Sir Mannings, for all that you do, sir. The voice of reason. Yeah, man. Christopher Wright says, it is obvious Paul is treading very light to make sure he gets the job. How you don't know Parris, but you call him for the Peru game. That's confirmed to me that he doesn't pick the team. But you remember when I asked, all right, so people, all right, Christopher Wright, very good point. You remember when I asked Mr. Speed about the non-inclusion of Parris? He said again, I don't pick teams. He went on and he said, you hear how una people talk? And if Parris did get picked, una would have said, me pick an ex-Cavaliers player. That's basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that's as close to what he said as possible. So what that means is that something is wrong, because if the technical committee is saying that they don't pick the team, and we are assuming the coach then don't pick the team, then who pick the team? I must leave the vloggers them. Are we pick the team? Coach Minzy and Eddie Guna and Farmel and Ryan. I want to stop pick the team. I want to mash up Jamaica football. I want to pick the team. At Tennessee and Fresh God and Pierre gonna pick the team. And Jason and Brain Drain and Stan Cranky and Neil Sovereign and Claudia and Shem and Paul Marriott and Warren Webster and Christopher Wright and Christopher Carroll. I wanna pick the team. I wanna mash up Jamaica football and Kareem Karumi. I wanna pick the team. And Leon Price, I wanna pick the team. And I mash up Jamaica football. And then on a common platform and carry on. Are the team pick itself? Or the team, because I don't know. Nobody know admits that them pick the team. We have an international team, and nobody wants to admit that them pick the team. So who picked the team? Not even that we can get. We can't even get an answer. Who picks the national team? Yes, Coach Rinzi. Then it must be if the Paul Hall pick it, and then the technical committee pick it, and the JFF say the JFF say I don't never pick the team. Then it must be pick the team. I must we pick the team. Coach Rinzi, if he say I pick the team. So I tell you, I have to laugh here, man. I really don't get it. But something, the football, we need to settle the football. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. Right? We have to make a decision. One, as to what we're going to do with Coach Paul Hall. You're to see him now. That we pick the team, when I get picked. What would I pick Paris? Anybody know? All right, boss. Jerome says team pick itself, boss. Oh, yes, and Nana Loa pick the team. Not knowing Paris is a major red flag for me. Yeah. Coach, what do you think happened right there with this Kaheem Parris thing? Brain drain, you listen to it. I'm wondering if it just he misunderstood the question, or like I said, for some like something would have. I think something happened. Brain drain. I don't know if there's some I don't know. yeah. Hey, people, finally. I say ball play at internet cause yeah. That's the alien pick it, man. The government of Jamaica picked the team. I need to find a way to fix the drip in intensity in the second half. Remember, management. If we know Paris and them don't, then we call for him. There you go. Hey, yeah. I pick the team. I pick the team. L.A. Lewis I pick the team, man. I thought the best thing they should have done is to use these last game to cap some players in England and other places where their countries are looking to cap players that can play. Yeah, like this guy named Dejan Anderson. I think you'd have been a good call up just to kind of give him an opportunity to play for Jamaica. I think that would have been a good call up. We have a call coming in, so let's accept this call. Yes, welcome, Balakar.
Yeah, man. I want to say, you see, from back when World Cup qualify and Gold Cup, and everything I go on, I tell him about Jamaica football. The public, they comment used to burn me out. Back of the ball, a car, back of this. See everything that come out, they know. You see me? You see Paris now come from town, so then now go push Paris. Me I tell you that management. Check every Jamaica call up, every Jamaica team when they call up is either a former Portmore player or a Portmore player. Afi in a squad. Afi. You see me? So this Jamaica football thing now go nowhere at all. Oh, the coach finna know Kaheem Parris when I can just type in the man name for any platform right now.
Yeah, but Balakar, how am I go type in him name if him don't know him? That him couldn't type in him name though.
So that means I don't know it, but so how that? So how they call him up the Peru squad?
What people are saying is that maybe he didn't call him for the Peru squad. Somebody has selected those players. That's what they are saying.
So we need a serious coach then because the coach is not ready then because if he not pick a team and him don't know his player. You understand what I say?
No,
If them say they go
that was just for the Peru friendly. But you know, from that now, I guess he got involved in picking. So I don't. Yeah, let's try to put logic behind some of the reasoning.
Oh.
But I don't.
Me
But
no
I don't think. I don't think who from out of the rural area can make the team right now. I don't see any baller.
No.
Oh.
Me never say no baller fan. Me never say no baller fan this side to make the team. But management, I check your ratio. The player them from down this side they always go like the town side because you know a whole for countryman they are town side right now.
Yeah.
See? So me I tell you say if they not come from out of this side here, alright, but make one example. Remember in time Mobile United that dominate the Premier League.
Yes.
Of course the fans them have to cuss the couple of ball of them get called, you know.
No man, but Ladale Richie was and Owen Garden was in that team. I'll go Gold Cup, man.
But
No,
you not hear me I say.
there was no cussing. And Al Giacomino Barrett was in that team as well.
Yeah, you hear me I say to you, man.
Yeah.
And we the fans have to start ball out say the man him can't win Premier League 2 years straight and a place so good and you not call him.
I don't know about that Balakar.
Yeah man. Man long time I watch the Premier League, you know. From way back when.
How far back? Run 5.
I watch Ryan Nelson.
But not far back, man. That around 12 years ago, man.
Listen, man. 12 years ago, what? Don't write your money, man. When CF4 Bennett them up here 12 years ago, that.
Oh, how long ago you watch the Premier? Just put a time to it.
For around 2002.
Okay.
Because them the time they start show up on TV, like the really show up on TV, when Never Bell they come up on them thing there. Remember some the one game I used to show up on Sunday, you know.
Yes.
You see me? And most of the game them when they used to show up, and normally Portmore game them.
Yeah, somebody asked this question. What happened to Duchesne Beckford?
Duchesne Beckford then I USL man, and he even play good in time friendly.
Hold on. I need to answer Formula because Formula saying something that I need. Formula, respectfully, my friend. I, Manningsman, say to you, Formula, that this is wrong. Hold on, let me answer this. Paula simply means Parris has not played for him. That is true. He has not played for him. Obviously, we know that. So he doesn't know him. He has not met him personally, but he has had conversation with his representatives. He is aware. You don't need for how am I gonna play for you if you don't call him? What that have to do with anything? Demand upon farm. Hold on, let me answer Formula. I put it to you that he has had conversations from during the time of the Peru friendly with the handlers of Kaheem Parris. So the idea that he's saying he has not met the player personally no make no sense. Why you need to meet him personally? So hold on, Balakar. So let's go back then. Because Theodore Whitmore did not meet Mikel Antonio personally. He did not meet Ethan Pinnock personally. He did not meet Kevin Stewart personally. How come they were called? You don't need to meet nobody personally, brother. We don't need to meet nobody personally. We don't need to meet nobody personally. If you play a ball and you can represent Jamaica, so we should never call Dajan Anderson until the coach meet him personally. What kind of personal meeting? A performance we are talking about. I want a performer man forget call. So let me go a little further. So let me call some of the players who get called up. He ever meet Atafari Bygrave personally? When did he meet Atafari Bygrave personally? A performance with Depan. You think if me have man score 100 goals, me go talk about I need to meet him personally? Me no need to meet nobody personally.
Man, I'm my only winger in a double figure. This is of Jamaica. Check your ratio. Probably man you when him came and read. The only Jamaican wingers them were in a double figure in a goals. No other winger from Jamaica we have Jamaican descent no in a double figure.
Oh, sorry, no, formula because sorry, no man. Ball I call me a formula bridging. No, me not kill me a formula bridging. From me a formula I use. Let tell you, formula I use. You know, psychology. You know, cause him study him go through in a first year university like him do the Stephen Rattus psychology concepts and connection. But let me break it down. No 7 or 8 goals Parris have. Parris
10.
Parris have 10 goals, brother. Parris
10
have
goals this season.
for the season. Man
score last game and go 10.
Yeah, last game and score 10. He's also in the listen. The
team of the week.
Hold on. The fact that say all right. Say that Parris is. I'll give you that. I'll give you all on the arguments. Parris is in a bush league. Parris only score 7 goals in a bush league. Fine. All right. We call the JPL bush league, you know. So we are gonna say Parris in a bush league and JPL a bush league. In a parish bush league, him score 7 goals. I'll give you the look. I know they are correct amount, but I'll give you. Parris is playing in bush league, him score 7 goals. And next man are playing a Jamaica bush league in the same position and score 1 goal and then at the team. So what is the logic then? So I'll give you all on the argument. Yes. Parris I play a bush league. The JPL is also bush league. But the man we're playing at the JPL score 1 goal and get called. And Parris score in a bush league 7 and still not get called.
Man got 10 goals this season. 10 goals in all competition. Generate the youth, man.
Yeah. And listen, people.
Generate the youth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So people.
Remember the Parris are one of the best. When the guy World Cup qualify, all the man playing a youth work in a youth tournament. They can't dash for them ball of them, man.
Yeah. Mad vibes, a lot of mercy. Mad vibe. You see, our next man down here said that we're only picking up on that part. No. You know what is funny? Because some of you probably never watched the video from the beginning. All right, Bala, so I have to explain some of these things. So it's good to have these interactions. All right. I did speak about one of the things I love that Paul came out and said. He spoke about the fact that he had conversations with some of the players and he was disappointed with some of the answers. And we spoke about that in the early part of the video for those of you who weren't watching it. The issue we had is that he said 2 things. In one part of the whole thing, he spoke about not meeting, however you want to say it, or not knowing him, or not meeting him, or not having him play for him. However, he went on to say Paris is in his thoughts for the future. Why would you have him in your thoughts for the future? He's available to come and play, and then you don't invite him or you don't call him because for whatever reason. That's what we are saying. It is contradicting. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Balakar.
Then go wait till he go on big side and start score be a goal. And that them a wait for. When he get it, he move from the club when there. I see him lead Shaman because it in I know.
Yeah.
So what they must say? Then just not rate you, management, something else they behind all of this what they go on here.
For real, Balakar.
Something else behind all of this because you will how long politics now go come out of Jamaica football. I tell you. 3 wicked winger in a league this year. Bembo, Cephas, and Green. And then a call up Green. You see me?
No, man, the Green is in the squad, man.
No Green, man. Then I call up Bembo and then I call up Cephas.
Yeah, but at least they were invited. At least they were invited into the training camp.
Yeah, but and the next thing too, if a commentator knows say a baller that good or he no good, if he say go to talk about him every match weekend, like from Saturday to Monday, the commentator them say they no see a next midfielder in a Jamaica football who can angle ball, pass, tackle like always happen. What do you go have to do to get a look in? Then go wait till you at 28, then go say they now want no 28-year-old in the national team.
Yeah, why I don't even know. I don't even know Balakar.
Me no feel say Rose to get no player over the youth there. Rose no pan no farm, no at all.
Yeah.
Even youth from Dumbo Olin, they play better. 2 youth them from Dumbo Olin that are Fabian McCarthy and in 21 they play better than Rose.
Yeah.
You understand me? The man must need to get some cap to get by if he come out of Jamaica football. That's all me see what they go on. Right now.
All right, Balakar. But you have to raise your point. Some of the things we don't agree with still, but, some of the things they always ask, sometimes they come to furnish these things, So,
all
yeah.
Right. Them are beat me for a long time. I see everything they come right through, You see me?
Yeah.
So what happened to you player them when they say they call and they not come? What I say go on?
If you read the Observer, Paula's comments I think they are printed in the Observer and the Gleaner, what he said about them, but he didn't call their names. Yeah.
They forget burnout. That me I talk about. When a yard man can do that, they beat him and them right through.
But make sure you go and read the article first in a Balakar, because you don't want burnout because no name is calling us, so you don't know which player.
Yeah, but that me no name a call, so we have to burn the whole of them when I come.
No, you can't do that, Balakar. Because you don't know.
You see, me read on one I JFF page this morning for IG. Me read and me know what me say. You see me? But if the next man do it now, a trouble there, Who the man don't love in country and this and that. But when somebody else do it, you can't burn them out, what? If you do the right man, I want Jamaica. But we have on one player, if you burn everybody. If we have burn Andre Blake, when next keeper when they come name Barnes,
yes,
we can burn Barnes. So you understand what I say, management?
Yeah. But
yeah.
Name call. Oh, somebody was saying that. So Eddie Guna, give us some of the names that were called now. Because you're at the press conference. Because who are some of the players you all right, Balakar. We're going to hear Eddie Guna. Eddie Guna, I'm going to give you some names of some of the persons that Paul would have been referring to.
Yeah, man, make him calling some more here, man.
All right, then. All right. Yeah, man. All right, Eddie Guna, what I'd love to know is that because some people are saying that the interpretation of what Paul says. Let me say this, people. All right, the Slovenian league, which is a bush league, according to some people, they were given all of that. You know a team named Maribor? They have played in Champions League, and they are in the Slovenian league. All right, they have played. Maybe they lose games, but they have gotten points in Champions League. Go and check it. All right. They are leading with 53 points. Kaheem Parris' team is second on 50 points after 28. That is after round 28. I think they have a couple more rounds of games left because there are only 10 teams in the league. All right. So his team may be going to a playoff for one of those leagues if he stay there. All right. So here are the names that Paul called. Roof, Pinnock, Roof, Anthony just did not give the reasons. All right. So there you go. So I did say originally, if I were Roof, if I were Antonio, if I were Pinnock, given the present circumstances, I probably would opt not to come and play. But I will also understand that that has implications. You understand me? Because Mikel Antonio, injury prone, right? But him still play. I don't agree with it, but I can understand. All right? I can understand. Fine, not a problem. All right? I don't have a problem with that. Hold on, we have a call coming in. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Management.
I never realized other same number.
Yeah, man.
We never realized at all. What's happening, Mannings?
Me there, Formula. Talk to me. Because you were at the press conference. Talk to us.
I wasn't at the press conference, I wasn't at it at all. I just heard was watching it online. But Mannings, I think we're reading too much into that particular comment about him not knowing the player, right? I think it was just a by the way comment. Right? He was just saying, by the way, I don't know the player. I don't think he was stating that to state that is the reason why Paris is not in the squad. Right? He was just saying that, by the way, I don't know the player personally. I know Maggie because, he has met Maggie and, he has seen Maggie play with his own two eyes on a number of occasions when he was assistant coach. So I don't think he was using that to state that, this is why the player is not in or this is one of the reasons why. I just think it was a by the way comment. Oh, by the way, I don't know Paris. I've never met him personally. I think we're reading too much into it, to be honest with you. But I do agree. Paris should be in the squad for sure. And it don't make no sense why he's not.
But Formula, listen now. A press conference come out when the head coach of your national team, you are a player who is doing what Kaheem Parris is doing. You, the player, know that this coach has had conversations with your representatives about you before. He comes out and even in a by the way statement says he knows Maggie and he has met Maggie personally. But you, by the way, I don't know you. That does sound good, Formula.
Honestly, it never really sound no way to me, honestly. I don't think it's that big of a deal, man. Yeah. That's what I mean first.
You don't think it's big of a deal?
No, I just think it was just a by the way comment. Oh, by the way, I know Maggie, I don't know Paris, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. I just think it was just speaking out loud. Like just a thought running through his mind that he knows Maggie, he doesn't know Paris, just to try and give the full context of the situation, I guess. That he knows Maggie, he has seen him play, he knows him on a personal level, But with Paris,
What he
you know,
was,
I
all
don't
right,
think it's that big
all
of a
right.
deal.
So not a bit, because what he was responding to, is to why wasn't Tyreek McGee called up to the team? And this is international football, right? This is a player who could be moving to. You remember, you know what is funny? A few years ago, a coach of one of our national teams said, by the way, I mean, he's accused, let me say it, he's accused of saying, though he has denied saying it. This coach was accused of saying, by the way, Leon Bailey is not creating any waves. He said he did not say. You remember that conversation?
Yeah, and I know you're talking.
And many persons up to today has been disrespectful to that person, because they all said, how can he not know what Leon Bailey was doing in Belgium at the time?
Mannings, the difference with that statement in a Mannings is that what Paul was saying was truth. He didn't know the player personally, right?
But why is that important? That's not important.
I think it was just I agree it is not, but I think it was just a by the way comment, Mannings. But I think he was like, I don't think he was using that as a reason why the player is not being called up.
So in other words, the persons asking him the question, ask him this. They ask him this. They ask him, why isn't the player in the squad, or why wasn't the player called up? All right? That's what he was asked.
Yeah.
And his initial response was about not knowing the player personally. So that never even answered. If he did that, he's not answering the question. But let's move on. He, however, went on to talk about the player being in his thoughts. So, if he's in your thoughts, you don't know him personally, how do you plan on getting to know him personally?
No, I agree. That I agree with, Money. That I agree with. It is unreasonable and utter foolishness. If Kaheem Parris is available for this window, it is nonsense why he's not here. That's just the plain and simple truth. If the player is available, he should be here. And there's no reasonable explanation to give as to why he's not.
All right. So fine. So I'm saying, if Paul Allada had just stopped at, I have not met Kaheem Parris personally, I wouldn't agree with it, But if he stopped there, but the fact that he goes on and says that he's in his thoughts, talking about the future,
that is fair.
And I'm saying that if he's in your thoughts and you're rebuilding,
that is fair,
and he's available, why would you not call him?
Yeah. No, Mannings, I agree 100%. You and I are on the same page there. You know, it doesn't make sense as to why Kaheem Parris is not. He referred to, and there's another occasion later on in that same soliloquy that he said that both were unlucky. Both McGee and Parris were unlucky not to make the team. Now, I can understand for McGee, because McGee, the last time we saw McGee at UPenn, he made the match day squad, but he never come off the bench. That was like a couple of weeks ago, about like 2 weeks ago. But Kaheem Parris, how can he be unlucky not to make this team? That doesn't make no sense.
All right. There you go, sir.
It don't make no sense. How can he be unlucky not to make? So you're telling me that Bygrave and Green and those players have more luck than Kaheem Parris? Or would have performed well enough in a weaker league to squeeze out Kaheem Parris. Because look, I have watched the Slovenian league with Parris on a number of occasions.
that's what
Parris is balling, you know.
That's what Brain Drain just said. Let me tell you what Brain Drain. To be fair, Brain Drain said the first European game I saw Parris was on the Formula Sport Live. So I know Formula rate Parris. All right. So Formula. So that's what Brain Drain said. Just to confirm what he said. So my point is, listen. Even if, let me give you this. Even if, and listen, you see, Busy Atkinson. I think Busy Atkinson is a good young player.
Yeah.
Lot of potential. And I've said this. I can understand a coach selecting him on potential.
Yeah.
On potential. Because if it were on performance, he would not have been selected.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But on potential, I can see him calling
But
him.
we know what he can do, Manning.
Right.
We know what
Right.
Busy can do. Busy is one of the best players in the league.
But follow me. I cannot believe, I refuse to believe that during the whole time of Tapper's run, with Paul Hall being his assistant, at no time Kaheem Parris' name was mentioned in any discussion where Paul Hall was. So, and I'm saying again, I am sure, based on factual information I have, that there have been conversations with the handlers of Kaheem Parris and the coach. So he knows him. He knows where he's playing, and he knows some of the things that he has been doing. All right? You cannot come out and say, look.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We also know Formula that it is not monetary reasons. Here is why we know it's not monetary reasons. Because he stated...
Mariappa.
No, not Mariappa. Remember, he also said that other players who they had invited.
Yeah.
There you go. In other words, those players backed out at the last minute. So it means that there was money available because it was at least 4 players. So even if Kaheem Parris' ticket is cost more, it wouldn't be 4 times as much because 4 players dropped out. So we know that money is not the issue. His performance is not the issue. We also know that nothing would be wrong to have 25 players.
Yeah.
We know that the player is available. We know that there is at least 1 player who is not playing any present competition. And that
Marshall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of luck?
Who is playing in a weaker league than Parris?
People are saying that Parish League is Bush League, so I'm giving them that.
No, I don't agree with that, Mannings. I've watched Parris in that league, and that league is a decent league, and the Slovenian teams actually hold their own in Europe.
Maribor.
In both the Europa League.
So I am not going to. So let me give them that. Let me give them that it's a Bush League, and the Canadian League is not a Bush League. I'm going to give them that. At the end of the Canadian League, Alex Marshall, who started out as a franchise player, could not get in to his team to play. He was on the bench. The season ended and he's in Jamaica training. He makes it over unlock. Let's use Paul Hall words. Unlock. He makes it over Kaheem Parris. That's what I can't understand. Yeah. So, maybe you the calm one can explain it to me and then,
Mannings, for starters, I don't agree with people who berate the Slovenian league, right? It is a decent league. I have seen Boza in action in it, and I have seen Parris in action in it. And the first time I took in that league, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Because just by the standard of play and the pace of play, etc., you can tell. I mean, for starters, it is miles ahead of the JPL, right? Miles ahead. Menina Christ, it is miles ahead. in terms of in the players that it is producing and selling to bigger leagues, and also in terms of the standard of play, etc. Remember, when Paris first went to Slovenia at Domzale, he never do nothing. If memory serves right, he could even make a match day squad.
Yep.
He had to go down to the second division and then, get his footing down in the second division in Slovenia. And then, got game time developed and then moved up back to the first division, etc. Right now, I have been, brain drain talk about that watch along that I did to Paris, right? I mean, Paris sets up and flick the ball over one midfielder head and sets up and turn back again and flip it back over and manage on the same play. At them kind of things, Kaheem Parris have that kind of flair. Kaheem Parris is showing in Slovenia. The youth is balling. Even when he doesn't score, right? His performance most of the times is just mercurial. He's balling in the league. So it Mannings, could it all right, I could try and play devil's advocate here, right? Could it be a case that Paul Hall just wants to give the JPL players a chance to prove themselves first? Like, is it a case where he has some idea as to the quality of a Kaheem Parris, because he knows that the Slovenian league is a respectable league and he probably watch the games and see what Paris is doing in that league. So he wants to have an idea as to how good the JPL players are, and he wants to do it in competitive games, as soon as possible.
Then say that. Say, listen, we have players like Norman Campbell and Kaheem Parris and McGee and these guys. Listen, they are definitely going to be part of the future. However, here's what happened. We want to give these JPL players a chance, right? Because people have been crying out for them. So we have decided that we would not call up some of those players now. But here's what contradicts it to a formula. You're calling Ethan Pinnock and Jamal Lowe and Kemar Roof. You're calling those players and Kevin Stewart. So it makes sense. It almost feels like, okay, but you're calling what we call first team players. I want people to understand as well, that Kaheem Parris was out. What Kaheem Parris did as a youth player in Jamaica was so good that he didn't have to play. Yeah. Unlike some of these footballers, he didn't have to play his last year of schoolboy football. He left Jamaica to Europe.
How many years did he play in schoolboy football? Because I remember, sir, right, it was more than what he should have.
There you go.
It was like 2 or something like that.
2 at Dintil. Though it was at Marcus, right. So
I remember, Mannings. I was watching Parris in schoolboy football for Dintil in a Mannings when he was a 15-year-old, when he just break through in a Manning Cup, And I am saying to myself, that youth need to do another year. This is rubbish if this youth come back and play schoolboy football another year. He's way above this, and I was so pleased to see him break into the setup at Cavaliers.
There you go. There you go. So it's a very, you understand me, and this is not like I did say. I also believe that Kiddo Taylor Hart should have been called up once he has his requisite document. I also believe that, because if you're rebuilding, then he's an ex-player. There's an ex-player I could call him, but I'm not going to get into that. I was looking at this.
Mannings, there are a ton load of players, man.
So the whole
you're building for the future.
And exactly. But again, people, this does not mean I really believe that Paul Hall has good attributes to help lead our football forward. Though I may question particular decisions, I will still support him as the head coach of the national team. So I don't want it to be taken right? As me wanting Paul out.
Yeah.
No. All right. Yeah, but a family have a call coming in. From
Yeah, man. Bless
But
up,
thanks for
man.
the
Yeah,
calling
man.
and
Yeah,
for
man.
the
Take care.
explanation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Yeah. Yes, welcome to I
Yeah,
Am
man,
Sure
man is man.
Sports. Yes, sir, Maxwell. You're live
Yeah,
on
man.
you're live on the radio.
Yes.
Joke.
The program that always gets a
Yes, you're live. You're live on
anyway,
YouTube.
look
Go
here,
ahead.
man
Yeah.
is man.
Yes.
Okay, I just called about a little something it's a little clarification
Yes.
that we always bring it up as moderators and so on. Look here. I'm for everything you and Foreman are speaking about with Paris, because he should have been in there. But one thing though, it always comes up when people mention, okay, when players drop out from overseas, we cannot replace them with another overseas player once they drop out, unless they drop off when they are called initially. That's the only way we can replace them. Otherwise, we don't have the necessary time. If they drop out 5 days before, we cannot replace them. They're overseas. That's why we have to have a local contingent to pull from.
Okay, that's good to
So
know.
we need to have that fact. It always comes out that people saying, oh, so-and-so dropped out. Why we didn't call McGee? Why we didn't call so-and-so from USA? Why we didn't? The problem is once, and let me tell you.
Oh, because to send the stuff for the players to be released on the clubs and all of those things,
right.
Time is not enough. Okay.
Yeah, there's a time period that FIFA says that you have, I think it's about 2 weeks roughly. You have to notify the club 2 weeks before. So unless you notify the club and then you had them on standby, so to speak,
okay,
that's the only other thing that JFF might need to do in the future, that they have some of them on standby, that if, but I suppose that might be a little untidy.
So how did Walker get called?
As I said there now, I don't know if that was on what happened there. I don't know.
Okay,
but what I do know is depends on the relationship we have with clubs. You know that also. Because that's why sometimes clubs even release the players when it's not a window. Sometimes
all right, so let me read. Can I read something for you? Let me read something for you. All right, because you may be right, but I just, for the purpose of clarity, I want to read something for you. You may be right, you may be onto something, and that would explain a lot of things. But let me read something for you. I read it earlier. Let me read something for you. Can me tell you that the birds but they stop feed the birds, but me get a lot of feeding and stuff, right? We received the request for the release of our player, Mr. Kaheem Parris. We are sorry to inform you that the player in question has been tested positive to COVID-19. Please see the diagnostic report attached. We hope that the player will recover as soon as possible and that he will be at your disposal for the call-up in the next window. I do understand what you're saying, but this sounds to me like the club that Kaheem Parris is connected to would be willing and would have been willing to send Kaheem Parris if there was contact made with him, given the last line of that. And though this is from the Peru friendly.
That's what I'm going. I was going to tell you, that's from the Peru friendly.
Right, yeah, man.
And my little knowledge of the thing is that, as I said, the Peru friendly passing, he wasn't called subsequently to the actual FIFA window. Right? He wasn't called for then. And then now this one where everybody expected, because we all heard that they're going to be rebuilding and the younger bunch is going to be there. He should have been one of the first as a part of this thing. Because if we go by what Paul Hall says, that he's calling a core, which has a mixture of some experience and some younger players that you're going to want the older players to help to mentor through to a certain period. Because we all know that there are certain players in the squad that in 4 years' time.
So hold on. Did they move from the pool to a reservoir? Because I remember that there was a pool that Parris was a part of.
No, okay, hold on. That I remember that there was a pool. There is a pool that is there of players that are eligible, meaning that they have signed the player contract and that they can be called upon. So that is the actual pool. However, they have taken a pail and taken out a core because, of course, we know Javon Watson is in that pool, Kemar Lawrence, and there are some of these names based. We're not expecting to see them dip in that pool to take out some of these names in the future. However, there are some, and it makes sense that you're going to be having some senior players with some of the younger set. Plus, you're going to be also looking to carry through the next set of Kemar Lawrence, the next set of Andre Blakes, the next set of Kaheem Parrises from the local pool to make that, to get them ready for that next step also.
Okay, because what
right?
you're
Which
also
makes a lot of
suggesting,
sense.
what you're also suggesting is that based on your suggestion that there's a 2-week window, right?
No, there definitely is. There is.
No, man. Yeah, man. So based on that suggestion, it is reasonable to believe that players would have given the nod that they were going to be here, and then at short notice, they pulled out. Right?
Which is nothing new.
Which is what Paul Hall said. That and Eddie Guna called the names of the players who Paul Hall said he insinuated that there's a lack of commitment and he's not happy with the excuses that they gave. All right? No, I am not advocating for Kaheem Parris to be called up because people dropped out. I am saying that initially Kaheem Parris should have been called.
Correct. That's correct.
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%.
On performance. However, I had gotten past that, and said, listen, the young players are there, Busy is there, and Green, who is Parris's cousin, is actually in the team.
Lamar Walker is there.
Well, Lamar Walker has been around. Pearson is there, and that's good. And I had left it alone. But when it is being suggested that I don't know the player personally, then it becomes a little bit an issue. Like, even if you want to defer the question, be political, divert from the question, I think a player hearing that, I'll go give you an example. I remember when Coach Whitmore, I think it was a night that he was being questioned, and he made some suggestions about the team is not a one-man team, and I think it was in reference to Mikel Antonio. I can't remember the exact quote, right? And so at that point, there was rightly so, he was seriously criticized because you didn't have to answer that particular way, because that could have been a great turnoff for the player. I know, though, that Kaheem Parris is still going to perform, not for the purpose of being in the Jamaica's team, but he's going to perform for the purpose of his career. And I hope that good sense will prevail going forward. Right? Again, I don't think the coach should come out and say he is unlucky. When you look at the team, you cannot say, boy, he's not called up. He's just unlucky to not have been called up.
Because he should have been in this one. To be honest, he should have been in this.
Yeah, and you can't say, look, we don't select our national team and say, all right, boy, this one lucky. You're getting there unmerited.
However, man, let me tell you, I don't know what, apart from what the coach said there, which might have been a choice of words, unfortunate choice. But what else are you picking up people? Because I heard a suggestion from someone the other day that sounded quite ridiculous. I won't bother to repeat it, but what are you hearing that people have as a reason why he's not called?
What am I hearing?
Yes.
I don't listen. Honestly, I think there is a group of players that are managed a particular way, and sometimes if how you're managed or who manages you don't have the best relationship, sometimes that can have implication on you.
Okay.
So let me say it this way.
Okay.
If say my name is Busy Signal and my manager is say L.A. Lewis, and you have a concert and you and L.A. Lewis don't get along, it may affect me performing at the concert.
Right. You don't want to book L.A. Lewis as an artist. So, okay, can we put it out there that there seems to be, it's rumored.
You
it's
can't
rumored.
not putting anything out there, but just give you what we think.
No, I'm going to say it's rumored that there is a little friction with the agent who also controls Shamar Nicholson. I think that is a basic thing. There's a little rumor that there's some friction between himself and the JFF. Okay. I think that's it. There's some friction. I think that's the best way I can describe it. But I think things like this are nothing new to football. We have seen it with players, all various players at some stage. We have seen it with Leon Bailey, handlers. We have seen it with a lot of them. We have seen it with I think Mikel Antunes. Various handlers. They have asked for various things for their players because they need to represent, because the players themselves don't directly, a lot of people don't realize, that a lot of times negotiations are made. They're not made directly with the players. They're made with an agent for the player. So sometimes when something is turned down, sometimes it doesn't even reach the player. So, as I say, at this stage, I say looking forward, I expect to see Kaheem Parris in the Nations League. I would be very shocked, right? I expect to see Shamar Nicholson return at that stage for the Nations League. So I think at this stage, look here, we are officially out. Let's see, it is the last chance that we can get to, because for the Nations League, we cannot bring in any Christopher Pearson to give him a look at. We have to see with these 3 matches or 2 matches whenever he plays, or how he does in training at this stage, how he does. We can't introduce him at Nations League. Nations League, we're going to be going back up to 100% strong team. So whoever comes through, like Kemar Lawrence did years ago, Andre Blake did years ago when they were thrown in the pool. So that's what we need to see. Which of these various young local players come through? So far, we saw in the last window, King didn't do badly, but we don't know yet. He did well in 2 matches, a friendly and an official match. I think he should get quite a bit of playing time, possibly in these 3. So we don't know who else might be coming through. So let's see how the next set comes through, if we can find another 2 or 3, because there are some definite vacancies right now in the team. If we look at it, that at a left back, a right back, there are some definite vacancies there. So I think any player that plays those positions like a Zimenez, etc., need to hold on to it with both hands, because in Zimenez right now, I'm seeing another thing, Ricardo Gardner, that sort of thing. And I heard Zimenez has made a big move. I don't know if it spoke about it.
you telling people?
No, I'm hearing he's going to be getting some sun on the North Coast. I don't know. You hear anything like that?
I don't know. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. What I hear is that Jamai Topi has taken his talent elsewhere.
I hear I look like they're going to the coast. The North Coast look to be quite popular. That's what I understand. So I don't know. I don't know. But the Zimenez one shocked me. It really, really shocked me. But I suppose moving from the east to the north coast might be good. I think at this stage of his development would be excellent for both players.
Yeah.
You know. So let's see. Let's see when, if anything comes out official and these things here. So, and I wish them the best. And I think that this is a positive for Jamaica's football. So let's see what happens going forward,
I really hope that Mr. Hall gets a chance to see, because there are some players out there that a lot of people have been crying out for. And all I'm saying is that I hope some of these players get an opportunity to. That's what I want. I'd prefer him look at a player and say, listen, they're not good enough. Right?
Well, or the player
you
gets
understand
the
me?
chance and goes, and no, when we see them in the international realm, we realize, okay, hold on, because a lot of players, we see them and then when they go out there, we cry and we bawl for them. But when they go out there, we realize that, hey, look here, they're not up to this level. It's obvious they're not up to this level. And I've seen it with other players in the past
People
that we have bawled and cried out for, and they really weren't up to the hit a glass ceiling.
People, let me say this, right? You see this thing about Zimenez, I have no clue that he's in the North Coast. That's what Mr. Maxwell has said, not management. So I
didn't say anywhere.
Right.
I don't know.
So all of this, the whole conversation talk about agent, where he should go and all of that. Listen, if you hear somebody, until you can
I never said anything about an agent.
No, man. People are saying that he need to get good agent and why moving and listen.
I think he has a very good agent.
No, man.
From what I understand.
No, man. I'm not. Let me just talk to the people. People, if somebody comes on the program and they say, I hear that Leon Bailey is coming back to Jamaica. No, don't run with it until you can prove it. Don't run with it and start have one whole conversation. You don't know that it is so. And everything people say if you run with, make sure you can verify it first before you start discussing it. You're going to run up your blood pressure and discuss something that you don't even know goes up. All right? You understand me? Man. So people talking, don't bother have one long old discussion about something that is not yet verified. The man has not said he has gone anywhere. He understand me? He has not moved anywhere. He just suggested something. So please don't even go down that road. All right? That is my thing. But Sir Maxwell, man, thank you for the clarity. Much appreciated and thing. I hope.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. All right then, blessing.
Okay. Right.
Hey, people, watch out now. So we have 30 minutes to go because you know that the youth them have pep, and I have a couple, have to go around and do some workshops and encouragement and stuff with them all over the place, right? So yeah, so please, 13 minutes. If you have anything that you need to say, here's what I want to say, people. Right? You see, right now, I'm not happy, and I'm stating my displeasure. We need 11 more subscribers to get to 3,000, 11 more. And I think we have enough people on the platform. All right, you see you, yeah, man. Me not call any, but you know me at all. You know, see, you know, rate management, man. But you watch your platform. Subscribe. Yo, Kwani, Kwani, make sure you subscribe, you know. Make sure you subscribe, because they always come on here and challenge me. You always come on and challenge me. You see it again, you talk about uno hype up. You see it, uno hype up, busy and him flop. Now uno doing the same thing with Zimenez and Pearson. And why uno no make the youth them develop and make that transition? Uno see busy go flop as being third tier. No man. Yo. Come, so my time, Bridget. So my time you say some things that you have no proof, you know. Did the man flop or did they take him back? Because they didn't want him to play in that tier. All right. Listen, I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to share. So this player, right? And I'm going to get somebody from one of the representatives of at least one player, a young player who is overseas. I'm going to get him to come on. It's just the person I think is in Switzerland. So we're trying to see if we can get him. Work all the time. 6 hours ahead. So we're going to try and do it. All right? So here is the issue. You know that the players have to have a European passport. They have to have a European passport. Oh, hold on. Let's take this call and then I explain something to you. Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports Scholar.
Yes, Mr. Sure. Well, go on. Sir Jermaine, I've been listening to your program all along. I watch all the interviews and everything. I mean, I say, you know, it's a good look, you know?
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Just keep it going, you know?
Thank you,
you know, we need people like you.
Yeah,
but
man.
Here's my question now, and this is just a question, you know, this is not me saying this and saying that. With Paul Hall's selection, right? Is it a case of don't matter who in select, there's always going to be some criticism?
Yeah.
Or is it some genuine concern?
Yeah. the truth is that no matter who he selects, there will be criticism. It's just the nature of football. Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, and every week I think somebody should have played, somebody should have come on. Right? When the game is finished, everybody's happy. All right?
Mhm.
So that is understandable with any team. When it comes to selecting a squad, somebody's going to say, how come my favorite player not in it? But with this particular player though, I think is the issue. The issue is that on merit in terms of performance, he's one of the players that should have been selected. So genuinely or generally, there are questions about all teams being selected. However, this particular one, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Hear this now. So I'm looking at everything. I mean, I watch everything, right? But then I was watching the show a few days ago, and me personally, I believe what Paul Hall said. We've been in the wilderness for 20 years and nothing be happening, right? I live in America, and I'm a Jamaican by blood. I love Jamaica. Trust me. You know what I mean? I come home every 6 months, right? And every time that's, I come home, I never stay less than 6 weeks. You see what I mean? I say? So, I'm not just here, just talking crap, right? I've traveled to Central America and all them places, and I see how them improve them football, right? I don't think we have a playing style that we, blah, blah, blah. But the point is that if I'm going to overhaul the local program, right? But overhaul it, and start. Well, I don't know if I'm going to start from scratch or whatever. Don't you agree with him that winning right now is not the main focus, is to get the house in order and get a playing style so we can build for the future? Do you what do you call it, agree with that?
Yeah, man.
Or you think we need to start winning right away?
No, man. I agree that the team need to be rebuilt, but not at the expense of losing all your games.
That's true. Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So because there's FIFA ranking, where you fall in the Nation League, what you qualify for. So we have to rebuild. I agree with him. We agree with him. We need to rebuild. Because remember, I am saying, I want Paul Hall to stay on, Even if we lose these last 3 games, I still believe that he is a good enough person to do the overall of the football.
Okay, I fully understand you now. Right. I understand you now. I got you now.
Yeah, I am not.
I understand you now.
I am not advocating for him to lose his job. I've never done that.
Okay. I understand you now. I fully understand you now. Yeah. But I'm gonna leave you with just one last point though. If you notice, last couple of days and since this morning, it's keep on. All the news keep on. Every second, a different story come out. That's why I'm telling people it's good to wait for get the facts first. Before we start to run with things, because there's so much changes. Because I was reading what he said, West Ham say he was not called, Mikel Antonio was not called. And an article came out this morning. There's 2 different articles. The coach said one thing, some people are not committed. And then there's an article that came out, I was reading it, that says Mikel Antonio was, what's going on, There's something, different story every second.
Let me tell you what because Paul Hall, I think the names that Paul Hall mentioned, he said players, and then he mentioned players. He did not mention Mikel Antonio, because remember, Mikel Antonio wasn't even in the 16. So I think a decision was taken from before that Mikel Antonio would not come. But when the statement came out that players and so people weren't sure, I think the representatives of Mikel Antonio had to do something to kind of ensure that his name was not called in it. You understand?
I got you.
However, there are players, because if you go online and read the Observer article, the names are not.
Yes, I did.
In the Observer article, Paul Hall spoke about players giving reasons for not turning up that are disappointing. And these would have been call name. Right. But in the press conference, he mentioned name. in the official press conference.
Oh, I did not see the press conference
Right.
yet.
So the article don't have the names. The truth is, these are not the players that you'd have. This is not referring to like a Mikel Antonio or say like a Bobby Reed. This is referring to players who he spoke to, and at some point a commitment was given, and
then changed their mind.
And then recently they changed their minds, and so they had to get 4 local players to replace them. I think he's referring to those players, saying that those players are not committed.
Okay, so since this happened though, right? Those people who were saying that Paul Hall want to get rid of the foreign players and bring in players who have no use, right? Maybe it's an emergency thing. He might have to use them because in order, to get a player overseas to replace these guys, you have to have.
Oh, somebody's saying that they're saying, I didn't hear Mikel Antonio, but they're saying that he did mention Mikel Antonio in the group of players.
Okay, I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to get into something I haven't seen it. But as I was saying now, right? As you know, a club have to get certain time, right? To release them players, right? Especially overseas players. Maybe, who knows if by time he get back to these players or these players, get back to him and say they can't. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. So he might have to go with the local-based players. I don't know. You understand? None of us know that. But I'm going to ask you one last thing, and then I go.
Yeah.
I don't care who a player is. I don't know if you share this with me. Who you is, or where you're from, or whatever you are. If you're not committed to the national team, I don't think you should come only when you feel like you want to come. You should always be available and committed. As long as, you're not hurt. I think you should be always available, so, and if you can, and, if you have a genuine reason, so look, they just start, I'm the club here, I'm trying to get favor with the coach, and, some of that, but understand that, you understand,
Yeah.
My wife just have baby, I have a son, so I understand that, but man, I'm going on vacation, I don't want to play right now. The team now, they're good. I just don't want to play. You just want to jump on the bandwagon if you feel like. I think those players, should be dismissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, but.
Yeah. But my position, caller, is that, I don't think as vloggers, we can, unless you have all the facts, never question the commitment of people.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
So.
Thank you. I appreciate that, big man. That's a honest opinion right there, because, we don't have all the facts and we don't know what goes on the scene. Because to be honest with you, the what you call it, the JFF is a dangerous boss to have. You don't know if you're going to get fired or not. You understand? You don't know if you're going to get clear, if they're going to call you, because we really don't know what is going on, right? But I just hopefully everybody can get in order and get this thing together. Oh, I said I was going to leave it one lap, but we have a next question to ask you. I heard some guys were calling for the JFF, right? For Michael Ricketts, what I'm saying, to be fired, right?
Yes.
Does the what you call it, the parish bodies, do they have the power to vote him out?
Yeah,
the board. Does the board have the power to vote him out?
No, at an election, once you have
before the election, can the board?
There can be a vote of no confidence, which would mean that he would be removed, and then there is an election to elect a new president that he could actually run.
An emergency vote. Okay.
Right. So the truth is that he has the support of
all the members. I got you.
Of the so
politics.
I don't want, you see, this is what he has a majority support, because remember, he won the election. So are there 8 parishes who don't like what is happening with the administration? Because they may
but take a spin, Virgin. You just said something right.
Yeah.
There's no way everybody can be happy with what is going on. So there has to be some form of politics or some pay to play. No, I'm just.
No, but there are 2 things.
Saying,
there are 2 things. No, follow me.
Ahead.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So there are two things, right? So there are two things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think most parishes are unhappy with the football. And I think
Yes.
this is where we're probably as people we need to look at. But they may not have any problems with the administration. Because
How can that happen?
So because you have separated both, and what needs to happen is that I think parish association need to see that you can't separate. In other words, the football is failing. Somebody says the football is failing, but then they can look and say, but look at, for example, they will say, but they just opened the Captain Norris Borough Center, but they're doing the coaching training, but they have a grassroots thing coming up on board. But so you follow me? So
yes, that's what you're saying. But now that is happening, nothing is going on. We have no sponsors.
No.
We have nothing. Nothing positive is going on.
I agree. Remember, I am agreeing with you, but you're asking a question. Remember, we don't know the inner workings, so I can't tell you.
There you go.
Why. I can't tell you. I don't know. We can only speculate, and I'm saying that part of my assumption would be that they must be disappointed with the football, but they cannot. They have separated the football from the administration itself. So when the football fails, they may still see the administration as doing a good job, though the football is bad. That's the only logical reason.
I get your point with that, but this is my assessment of it. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying from my assessment, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen this goes on many, many, many times because I'm coming from politics in my family. And I've seen it over and over. I'm not going to say which party or whatever, but I've seen some dirty stuff goes on in my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Money, you know what I mean? So I've seen it in it, and I shook my head and said, well, this is just politics, 101. Football is failing. There's no money coming in. There's no sponsorship. There's no this, there's no that. And all levels, to me, everybody inside there is just looking out for their best interest. As you said a while ago, as long as this is good, but I'm just looking at it as they're getting paid, this is done on their terms, not for the football terms, right? Because the football is failing on all levels, right? So as long as they are okay and, they're going to protect each other. That's just the way I see it. You know what I mean? And that's just my,
Yeah.
It's my take.
Yeah.
All right? We respect, brethren, and just keep on doing it.
Thanks for the call, man. Keep supporting. Listen, I don't know who you're right beside right now, so just tell them, hey, can I borrow your phone? And when you take it, just go on YouTube.
Yeah, man. I'm going to before the day done, I'm going to get about 8 more subscriptions, all right?
There you go. All right. Big up, man. All right. Bless up. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
big up. All right.
Hey, people, listen. I have the kids. I have a lot of kids at the prep schools and stuff. I need to encourage them. That is very important. This has been a very good, healthy discussion. We'll be back at 8:30 tonight. With some special guests on to talk about the team because, we're going to the game. So I'm going to have to run right now because, like I said, we have these kids that we have to go and show them some love and support. And we're supposed to finish at 2 hours and a half. We are 3 minutes over that time. Again, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. You understand, hope by what we have said today, it has brought some clarity. We may not always agree. I'm about to end. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. You're live online.
Hi, my name's Issa here. Just myself, man.
Yeah, man. Issa, you get the last 2 minutes, because we're running,
Yeah, man. I heard you say you had 13 minutes, and I really appreciate what you're doing, because I also was a member of the clergy for a couple of years. I've kind of taken a step back now, so going to schools, doing all of those stuff, kind of that was me for a number of years. So I really appreciate the work that you're doing. Keep it up, you know what I mean? Football now. What I really want to touch on really quick, I don't have any problems with the selection of the team and where the coach is going, but I probably have a problem with the process of the trials and even the word trial. I mean, like for the players who are not in Jamaica or in the US, players that are in Europe, that are, say, 20 and under, like how are we going to contact players like that and bring them for trials? You're going to fly them.
You're talking the U20, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so what I understand from the U20 process, because we did ask those questions. So let me give you what they have suggested, right? One is that they're going to go through the players in the Premier League first. Then 2, players who are outside of the Premier League, meaning Jamaica local Premier League, and outside of the Premier League, including 11 players, I think, from Phoenix Academy, and players through the high school system across Jamaica. All right.
Okay.
All right. Then there's.
I was thinking about that.
Hold on. So
sorry, go ahead.
So then after that, because they are using the Captain Horace Center that can accommodate only a certain amount. For 2, they will have 2 full weeks. The first 2 weeks in April, they will invite anyone from Europe or in the Americas who want to come for these trial periods. So the first 2 weeks. And if those players need, say, letters from the federation, they said that they will send letters from their clubs or their agent. They will contact parents or whatever to do that. The players, and they did give 4 names. I think they gave Wendell Downswell, Dalton Wint, Marcel Gale, and the manager. They did say that here are the 4 persons you can contact. However, you have persons on YouTube. You have the Formula Sports down the middle, Coach Minzy, Ryan LFC, myself. You have the Devon Porters. You have a lot of people out there that if the players can dialogue with these persons, then their names can be taken down and they be invited. After that, they will select the 23-man squad for the under 20s, and they will have a training camp and some practice games.
Okay, perfect. Because I was just really wondering about the process and how it's going to go. I know I brought up this name before to you, Kamali Powell, formerly of Cornwall College.
Yes.
You remember him?
Yeah, man. I think he's in Germany. I think that.
So you are up to date. You are up to date.
Man.
Once I said that, I know you're up to date. He moved from Sutton and he's now in Germany.
Yeah. So I think there is some sort of dialogue happening to see if he can make it. Because I've spoken to someone who they are trying to see. The issue though is they did also say that certain players will not have to trial.
Okay. I get what
depending on what level league you're in, you may not need to come and do the trial. What you will come to is you'll be like a part of the official camp. So though it's 23 that they'll be selecting, say they have 30, they will cut it. So you will get to be a part of that. Because I put in a name out there, I don't know that he is. So there's a player called Omari Hutchinson. He's at Arsenal. He doesn't need to come to any trials. He will just turn up.
He can come to the actual camp.
Right. And when they are playing the practice game in preparation. So if he's not good enough, then they will cut him from there. But he doesn't have to come to the trial to prove himself. They did say that as well. Whether or not that process will be upheld, we will see.
Well, what you're saying seems to be a kind of transparent process. One thing I was hearing as well is that in terms of getting players from the UK here, in terms of travel and airfare, they would have to cover that cost, but the federation would cover like accommodation and stuff.
Accommodation
I'm kind of iffy about that.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of iffy about that. Let me just leave it there.
Yeah.
But if it is something to benefit the federation, I wouldn't want to see them, having the players, taken out of their pocket, especially from a U20 level.
Yeah, but you can't do that. No, remember what they said, is that the truth is, suppose you have 80 players. Do they buy tickets for the 80 players, and then out of the 80, only 10 make it? So the idea is that, you see, once you make it, they will pay for your airfare. But for the trial, but I also know that some players will not be able to. Like Matthew Baker recently signed in Germany. He's not going to be able to make it. So a decision will be made as to whether or not, you understand me, he gets included. So you have those options as well. Again, we wait to see. That's what we were told. And the video is out there, so we can hold people accountable to that. But that's what we were actually told in terms of how the process works. So if you know of any player, you can do that. You understand me? You can say, listen, this is what they're having the first 2 weeks, because I've reached out to people and they are willing to do it, to have their kids, because like persons in the States, a ticket to come down from Florida is not very expensive. So some parents who want their kids to play football are willing to do that. Not everyone will be able to afford it. And sometimes some of the agents of the players will want to do that because they know that if they can qualify it, and it increases their value as players. All right. So you have that as well, Issa.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the explanation. I mean, it makes the process much clearer.
Yeah.
And I hope they kind of hold themselves to what they said they will do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Good luck to them, guys. Good luck to them with the kids, and all the best.
Yeah, man. All the best. All right. Blessings to you, man. Thanks, Issa. All right. There you go, people. We want to thank you again, all of you, for tuning in. And definitely. Yeah. Hey, Travis Pesa, I don't even know why you and who in an argument. On a love quarrel, someone. The man them love take the discussion. You don't love take the discussion. Come on, man. Hey, listen. On the love take the discussion. Come on, man. People, you know that. All right, brethren. Let's. You know, we get heated and stuff, but we should never end a discussion in a platform like this, like it's a quarrel and a fighting. You can't then in a church or behave them way. On a can, brethren. Don't bother with it, man. Peso, come on, man. Peso. You guys, you are usher in the church, and that's how you behave. No, come on, man. Can't have me usher and praise and worship leaders them. I carry on this way. You're being poor witnesses. Let's not go there. This is a discussion, and it's not that, brethren. It's not that serious. It's not that. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Let Shem Jackson listen. Let Claudia if you leave the conversation. This is Shem. The ladies. The ladies have become so fearful of coming in these things. Let Claudia all disappear. Right? Come on, man. Let's Peso. Come on, man. Drink some of the olive oil where fresh God send down the man and calm down, man. Whatever. Come on, let's not go there. Yeah, that's just take it easy. That's that way. Yeah, man. But you know that so Sir Messam, right? So let me just end with Sir Messam and I send me devotions regularly. So let me every day, you understand me? We have this devotion. It says, let me do this one and then we close. It says, don't lose hope. Please believe that there are 1,000 beautiful things waiting for you. Sunshine comes to all who feel the rain. All right. So let me read this one from Sir Messam. It says, greetings, I'm alive. Thank you for granting us another day. Sometimes we forget that waking up each day should be the first thing we should be grateful for. Such a privilege should never taken for granted. Man cannot undo the wickedness that they brought on the earth. It is out of control, and only the power of the living Jah can turn the wickedness of man. Father, I cry out to you for mercy to lay your hands on us and deliver us from the man-made war. Jah, the name with authority, we cry out to you for mercy. Jah, touch our infirmities, Lord, and bring this war to an end in your holy and mighty name. Nothing is impossible for you. I believe and trust in your words that this too shall pass in your name, I pray. Lift your hands with us this day and let us continue to pray without ceasing. Lord, continue to protect your servants and the front line, risking their lives to save others' lives that you created. Selah, Jah bless us all. Prayer up, bro and sis. You understand me? Heart of love up full must get a jug full. Yeah, the devotional thoughts of Sir Gregory Messam. All right? Yeah, man. So, bless up, man and man. And yeah, hey, you know what? Yeah, you know, sports down the middle, I'm going to do that. When I see them going on like this, I'm going to have an official debate. Maybe we can let Peso and and Jason have a debate to see who would win. Maybe we need to have some debate, you understand me? But blessings one and all. Enjoy the rest of your day until we meet at 8 this evening. Remember the kids doing their PEP exams, you understand me? Yeah, over this week, you understand me? So bless up one and all, to all of you, everybody. Again, enjoy the rest of your day.